Hello, my name is Ariel Dobshinsky, and I am a certified meditation instructor based in New York City. I've been practicing for about 10 years now and teaching for about 3. I've studied in a few different traditions, including Vedic, Tibetan Buddhism, Shambhala, and the Insight tradition. So today I'd like to offer a short practice, an introduction to meditation, the science behind it, and how it might benefit you during this time, or any time in your life when you're experiencing a sense of uncertainty, fear, anxiety, or a general sense of unease, of not knowing what's next. So obviously, during times of a global pandemic or a societal shift like we're experiencing now, we are collectively as a society, as a human race, experiencing a shift in our perspectives of how we show up in the world, how we show up for ourselves, and finding that we're very confronted with a lot of our own patterns and conditioning about how we spend our time, the work that we do, the ways we interact with our families, which relationships take priority, and how we're able to really effectively rest and recover. And this goes for ourselves physically, emotionally, mentally, and truly, at the core, how we engage with our nervous system. So a lot of times when we experience fear or overwhelm or confusion, it's because our mind and our body are in 2 separate places. Meaning, right now, my body is here in this room. Your body is wherever you're watching from, but your mind might be somewhere else. So the pattern of thinking, the pattern of becoming distracted, of the mind wandering, of moving into the past or the future is really natural and normal. The way that the mind functions is it's constantly searching for patterns and potential danger in order to keep us safe, in order to keep us alive. The practice of meditation has a bad rap in a lot of ways. Sometimes new practitioners or people who have maybe tried and fallen off a practice of meditation often tell me that it's because they tried to meditate but they can't stop thinking, or they can't sit still, or they can't quiet the mind. The good news and the bad news is that you'll never stop thinking. Right? So again, your mind, that primitive part of your brain, the amygdala, this area of the brain that's responsible for that fight, flight, freeze response, is often in overdrive. It's constantly looking around your environment, looking at your relationships, looking for what's wrong or potentially harmful. It's up to us, through the practice of meditation, to create some space between the things that happen and the ways that we choose to respond. And that's where meditation can be a helpful tool and technique. So essentially, when we practice meditation, we practice first and foremost what it's like to sit still, to not feel like we have to constantly be moving or doing or going or accomplishing something. So we get comfortable with what it feels like to be at ease, just in our own bodies, exactly where we are. Then we begin to become familiar with sensations in the body. So getting through those areas of tightness or tension where we might have accumulated stress or exhaustion or resentment, what have you. And seeing if we can just be with that discomfort, feeling what it feels like to really move through it instead of distracting ourselves from it. And then we also begin to work with the mind and the emotions. So noticing what arises when we get quiet, when we get still. We're always meditating on something, right? We're always focused on something that's not here and now. A person, a conversation, a decision we have to make, somewhere we have to go, anywhere else that we'd rather be except right here. Mindfulness is our ability to be with what's happening as it's happening, without judgment and without expectation. Sharon Salzberg, who is a very well-known meditation teacher, who is largely responsible for bringing this practice to the West from India in the late 1970s, often says that meditation and mindfulness helps us separate what's happening from our story about what's happening. So if we're uncomfortable, if we're sad, if we're stressed, if we're confused, if we're tired and we don't know why, instead of going down the rabbit hole of trying to figure out why this is happening, why me, when is this going to end, we cultivate a sense of resilience, of presence, of a strength, just by sitting with what's here, all of our discomfort, all of our confusion, and moving through it with a sense of ease, with grace, with presence, with fullness. So it's not so much about whether we like or dislike what's happening. It's not so much about the fact that we have thoughts or don't have thoughts. We're simply trying to cultivate a new relationship with the thoughts that we have, with the emotions that we have, with the discomfort that we feel, so that we can get stronger. So we bring two aspects to this practice: wisdom and compassion. Wisdom through seeing very clearly what's here now. How are you really doing? And then a sense of compassion, a sense of patience, flexibility with ourselves. So maybe today's a rough day. That's okay. It will change, it will shift, it will move. Nothing is permanent, the good and the bad. So today I'll be offering a practice known as shamatha. Shamatha translates from Sanskrit as calm abiding or peaceful abiding. That's the goal. We'd like to feel that way. Depending on how much caffeine you've had already today, how much sleep you've gotten, if you've consumed any media, that might impact your ability to sit still and sit comfortably for an extended period of time. So if today doesn't feel easy or relaxing, that's okay. Try again tomorrow. And if today feels really peaceful and energizing and you feel super connected to your body and your breath, awesome. It might not be that way tomorrow. So again, just bringing a sense of ease, of relaxation, of reconnecting with who we are when we're at ease, when we're soft, when we're open, when we can notice what arises, allow it to be there, and then let go of our expectations. That's what meditation is about. So today in this shamatha practice, our focus is the breath. So we'll concentrate our awareness, our attention on the sensation of breathing. When we notice we're gonna think and have thoughts and time travel in the mind, we'll acknowledge that. Again, it's totally normal and natural. And then we'll bring the attention back to the breath over and over again. Every time we do that, it's like a bicep curl for your brain, okay? We're getting stronger. We're noticing our patterns, our ruminating thoughts, and then we're choosing to come back to this present moment. That's mindfulness, okay? So now, I'm gonna guide you through a short sit. So you can be sitting on the floor, on a cushion, on a couch, on a chair, or even lying down on your bed, whatever is most comfortable for you. You can close your eyes now. And then see if you can bring a sense of presence to your posture. So how you sit will inform a lot about how this practice is gonna go. If you're in a chair, you can have both feet on the floor, hips width apart. If you're sitting on the ground cross-legged, you can adjust your seat so you feel balanced and centered on your cushion. And if you're lying down, ensuring that your energy channels are open so your hands and your feet are facing the same direction, no crossed arms or crossed legs. Bringing a sense of length and straightening through the spinal column here. So we want to sit upright, sit straight. Allowing your shoulders to fall away from your ears. Your arms can be long and loose, heavy. Your palms can be resting on your thighs or your knees. Or if you're lying down, simply at your sides. Your chin can be tucked in slightly, opening the back of the neck, feeling a little bit of a stretch at the base of the skull. You can soften your jaw. Let your eyelids be heavy here. And then lift the crown of your head towards the sky, or if you're lying down, towards the wall behind you. Again, just breathing a sense of length through the spinal column here, one straight line down the back. And so this is the posture of your practice. So we will rest here for a moment and just notice what it feels like to be completely still, maybe for the first time today. And we'll begin this practice by taking 3 full breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, and out through the mouth. And now just resuming a normal, natural pattern of breathing in and out through the nose. No specific counts, no need to control or manipulate the breath in any way. And already, just by sitting still, by getting quiet, you might have begun to notice what's here, what's on your mind, what's taking up space in the body, in the heart, what's already begun to distract you from being still. So again, notice and allow. See if you can arrive really fully into this practice by becoming present, by awakening your senses here. So maybe you arrive here mentally just by noting where you are, in your room, in your house. And see if you can notice any sounds that you're hearing. You might also arrive here as well with a sense of purpose, some deeper motivation. So maybe you recall why it felt important for you to meditate today. Is there something that you're hoping to understand, something you feel like you need from this practice today? Why are you here? What does it mean for you to be doing this now? And just notice what arises. Again, if you become distracted already by thoughts, by sounds, by emotions, by judgments or expectations, you can notice them and then come back to the breath again, already beginning this practice of returning home to yourself, relinquishing any control about what's happening around you or inside of you at this very moment. And just taking ownership of your ability to stay present. So with that in mind, see if you can begin to bring some attention to your body, mindfulness of the physical experience. So maybe you've already become aware of tightness in the body or tension, certain sensations that are calling for your attention. It's totally normal. We're just used to distracting ourselves. But now that we're quiet, we can see clearly where we're holding on in the body, where there's texture and sensation. So we'll begin to scan the body just to make that a little clearer, see what's here. Allow ourselves to be with reality exactly as it is without having to make it any different. So see if you can bring some attention or awareness to your forehead, smoothing out the brow, softening the space between your eyes, allowing your eyelids to be heavy and soft. Noticing if you're clenching the jaw, softening here, parting the lips slightly. Maybe letting the tip of your tongue rest behind your bottom teeth. Drawing some awareness around the neck and the shoulder area. Noticing any sensations here, any pressure, any heat, any knots. And again, practicing observing what's here without having to make it mean anything. So just labeling what's here. Any weight, any color, any texture, any feeling. And scanning some awareness through your arms. Making your way towards your hands, feeling your palms, your fingers. Any sensation here, any tingling or vibration. Maybe just the feeling of your hands on your knees. Softening through the sides of the body, the abdomen, letting go of any holding here. Feeling the weight of your body on your chair or the surface beneath you. Just allowing yourself to relax here, open, settle. See if you can scan your awareness, your attention through your legs, past your knees, your shins, your calves, ankles, making your way towards your feet. Noticing any sensation here, any tingling or numbness, maybe just noticing your toes or maybe your feet in the shoes, your shoes or the soles of your feet against the floor. Again, just cultivating a sense of true presence. Just noticing what it feels like to be in this very moment without having to do anything extra or be anything different. Learning what it feels like to be with discomfort. And becoming stronger by moving through it with a sense of ease and a sense of awareness. And now see if you can bring that same awareness, that same gentle attention to the sensation of breathing. So just noticing the pattern of inhale and exhale. Maybe the sensation of cool air moving in and out through the nostrils or right at the tip of the nose. Notice where you feel the breath most presently in your body. So maybe it's in the expansion of the rib cage or the belly moving in and out if you're breathing diaphragmatically, or again, maybe you're just simply aware of the breath right at the tip of the nose. Of course, letting sounds be here just as they are. So again, not being able to control our environment might be frustrating, but what does it feel like to notice what's happening around you and then to come back to the breath again? Noticing that just like thoughts, just like emotions, just like moments, sounds come and go. We don't have to make them mean anything. So when you notice you've become distracted, see if you can come back again to that sensation of breathing. Let the breath be an anchor here. Let the breath be a place of homecoming, this place you can return to whenever the mind has wandered. When you notice you're thinking about something other than the breath, you can simply label that too. So you can label it thinking. And then again, with a sense of ease, of playfulness, of self-compassion, just bring the attention back to the breath again. There's no need for frustration or self-shame or judgment. It's totally natural that your mind is wandering. Just see if you can catch it in the moment and then come back to the breath again. Every time we do that, we're strengthening our ability to be in control of where we pay attention. Noticing again if your mind has wandered away, thinking, and coming back to the breath. Maybe seeing if you can let your attention rest on the sensation of exhaling, that familiar feeling of letting go, of release. Checking in again, thinking, coming back to the breath as many times as you need to. And now see if you can let about 25% of your attention stay on the breath. So of course, we're still breathing. We're still aware that we're breathing. But see if you can open up, again, your sense awareness and perception to include everything else that's happening in the environment. So again, listening for any sounds. Maybe noticing the temperature of the air on your skin. The weight of your body on the surface beneath you. Anything you smell or taste. Remembering where you are, remembering why you are here. And just resting for these final few moments in this space of presence, of ease. And just reminding yourself that even if it was only for a moment, you are more than capable of finding a sense of respite, a place of recovery, of release, just by focusing on the breath. You are able to find a sense of calm, even in the midst of chaos. And we'll close with one final breath together, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And when you're ready, you can begin to open the eyes, raise the gaze, and maybe stretch or adjust your body in any way that feels comfortable, but move slowly. Again, no rush. It's all part of the practice of being mindful about how you move, how you wake up. So I hope this practice was helpful today. My recommendation is to be consistent if you're looking to establish a practice and really see some of the subtle cumulative benefits of meditation. So it takes time. You might feel great right now. You might feel a little confused or even agitated. Totally normal. Even if it's just 3 to 5 minutes a day of restful, conscious breathing in a quiet space, and you do that every single day, you will start to see the benefits. So moments that are usually very stressful or triggering for you will still happen, of course. Meditation doesn't change who you are, and it doesn't change the circumstances of your life, but it does allow you to show up for your life in a different way, in a way that's compassionate, that's present, that's open, that's receptive. So again, even a few minutes a day of sitting quietly, intentionally coming to sit with the discipline of focusing on the breath, noticing your thoughts and emotions, and then choosing to return back to yourself over and over again, can have immediate and immense benefits now, in the long term, for you, for everyone around you, and for all beings. So thank you for your practice. Again, my name is Ariel. Thanks for being here. I hope this was of service. Thank you.